And we have a guest today that's another Jewish believer in Jesus that's come over all the way from the United Kingdom. His name is David Hoffbrand. He's an associate pastor, he's an author, and he's here from Brighton, England. David, welcome to Jewish Voice.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming over the pond, by the way.
An absolute pleasure.
It's great to meet you. You know, I want to hear how a nice Jewish boy from Brighton has ended up as a believer in Jesus.
Or as a pastor at all.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in a very traditional North London Jewish family, actually. So I actually grew up in London, in the centre of London, a place called Camden Town.
What does that mean, by the way, traditional? I want people to understand.
Yeah, good. When I say traditional, I suppose traditional for me, it's not Orthodox. We actually were in the Masorti synagogue, which is kind of not Orthodox, but it's further up that end of the spectrum than Reform. And I grew up, celebrating the Jewish festivals, eating Jewish foods. I had my Bar Mitzvah when I was 13. But I remember thinking, this is not for me, really. I was a very independent thinker from quite a young age, and I was like, no, I want a relationship with God. I didn't feel like I had a relationship with God through Judaism at that time. And, but I just became obsessed with, I just want to know the truth. And I looked in Buddhism, and I looked in magic, and I looked in all these different places to try and find, well, I just want to know if there's a God, I want to know God. If not, I'm not interested.
From an early age?
About 13, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
And then what about Jesus? Where's Jesus in all this? Are you hearing his name? Who's Jesus?
Not at all. Do you know what happened is, when I gave up looking for anything and just thought, you know what, I'm just going to carry on, it was as though God came looking for me. And like a lot of Jewish people, it was like the last thing I wanted to be was a Christian. Buddhism, that was kind of exotic. Christian, that was like joining the enemy. So I was like
Why is that? Help people that are watching understand this.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Same for Jewish people worldwide.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think it's interesting because Christians say Jesus and they think fluffy, beautiful, wonderful. Jewish people, don't have a picture of Jesus as a Jew. Most Jewish people, they haven't seen that presented to them. And then, of course, Jewish people have been persecuted in the name of Jesus so often over the centuries that talk about Jesus to a Jewish person, and actually it conjures up a lot of negative images.
Yeah, Christians don't understand that the people that persecuted the Jewish people for 2,000 years said they were Christians.
Absolutely. The reason that my great-grandparents came over from Russia, from that kind of area, was because of the persecution of the Jewish people, and that was being led by the priests.